The ickies.
Yeah. I started, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well. I don't even know what episode we're on.
I looked it up. I'm pretty sure it's 34.
I gotta look it up again because I legit don't know. It's
Yeah. I'm sure the audience loves that. Here, let me look it up real quick.
Well, you know, our producer can't edit these things out, so it's not.
Well, she won't because
you don't know that.
Yeah.
This is indeed episode 34.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the intro yet though because we haven't had our pre-intro banter.
I burped.
I didn't hear it.
Well, I held it in.
Okay.
But then I breathed it out. So that nose exhale you just heard, that was the burp.
Okay, good.
I had like a question I was gonna open with, and then I forgot it already.
Wow. What was it in the ballpark of?
No idea. It was probably something about I don't know, something maybe about Melissa, but I don't remember what.
Okay.
Like something it was like, oh, have you ever tried this food, or what do you think about this game or movie? Like, I really don't remember.
Okay.
I don't know.
Riveting question. Thank you.
Yeah. You excited for Dead Space tomorrow?
What is that?
Really?
Wait. Oh, I had to think about it. The remake?
Yeah.
Not really. I never played the original. Too scaly.
Yeah. Really?
Probably. I don't know.
Well, see, what is it? Like, I think I've told a couple of people about this. So if I've already told you, which if you're listening to this, I have, it'll be a little redundant, but
Other people listen to this podcast, lest we forget.
IGN, like one of their like little like news stories of the day, was that like in an interview, one of like the Dead Space devs on the remake was like, yeah, I actually can't play the game at night. It's like too scary. And so it's like breaking news, Dead Space devs can't even play their own game because it's too scary. And I feel like personally I'm like maybe, but like I feel like it's just like clever marketing, just like trying to hype up the game, but I thought it was funny. Yeah.
You know, Half-Life 2 feels like a horror movie sometimes. Especially Ravenholm.
Not a horror game?
Yes. Anyways.
She's like, well, I'm not playing it. I'm watching a Let's Play on YouTube.
Well, no, I have played it before a couple of times. Okay. But the first time I played through Ravenholm, which is like the not even haunted, just zombie infested area.
Spoilers.
For a game that came out in 2004?
But I've never played it.
I don't think you are. You don't have a PC. Or an Xbox, because it's probably on there, if I had to guess.
I don't know if it is, but yeah.
Well, anyways, that area, it was just particularly difficult to me as a 14-year-old and a little scary. But like the second time I played through it, like some years later, it was like so easy. It wasn't even, there was no challenge. So I don't know what I was going through at that time, but yeah. Anyways, all that to say, I started playing Half-Life 2 again. However, that was on the 3-day weekend, and it's been a week since then, and I haven't touched it. So on Steam, the last time I had played it before then was like August 2020. So it might be another 3 years or 2 years before I touch it again. So
nice.
Yeah. But to answer your question, no, I'm not excited for Dead Space.
Yeah, I am. I pre-ordered it yesterday. Ready to pee my pants tomorrow night. Yeah, I don't know. I am kind of nervous because like...
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's like I played Resident Evil 7. I feel like that's pretty scary. At least the opening is, and the rest of it is too. But like they said, like they've made design systems to scare you, where it's like random events that can happen, where it's like an enemy busts out or a loud noise plays that, yeah, it sounded like it was outside, where like it's supposed to scare you more or something. Just basically they've added more randomness to it. And then like, I don't know if they can somehow gauge how scared you are if like you're playing slow or like you're looking the camera around. Like, I don't know how in depth it is, but yeah. Yeah, someone's out there having a phone call. They can hear us too.
Probably.
Be quiet, audience, be quiet.
That's not our problem. Anyways.
Well, if the mic is picking it up. I mean,
a little bit. But again, our producer, she can edit these things out. She's really good at this.
Better if she doesn't. We keep the raw, unfiltered podcast.
Yeah, because people definitely want to listen to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was gonna say that, I'm just not excited for things anymore, but that's a lie. It's just the things that I'm excited for don't include video games these days. There are a few albums that I'm looking forward to, 2 concerts coming up, Oppenheimer. 2? Yeah.
What's the other one?
Let's see.
Are you going to 2?
Yeah. You're not, but I am.
Am I going to... Are these 2 that are... Wait, what? Are these 2 that are separate from the other one?
Yes. No. It's
one
that one and then the other one.
What's the other one?
The other one is Under Oath, Periphery, and I think Loathe, also in Little Rock.
When?
But it's like 2 weeks after the previous one.
Really?
It's April 1st. April Fools. I'll be heading there kind of back to back, which is kind of bonkers. Also, strange venue to be bringing this up, but I kind of don't want to drive when we go.
Is that like... Well, see, the thing... Ooh. Me and Melissa I feel like we'll probably be totally fine with that because...
what? What you gotta say about my driving?
I'm gonna be honest, like, even if I've been in the car with you for just 5 minutes, I'm gonna get car sick. And if we're in the car for like 6 hours and you're driving, I'm throwing up multiple times.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, so I literally was like, Melissa, how do we tell her? Like, yeah. But hey, that solves that.
I guess it does.
Yeah.
Good to know. Well, fantastic. Already worked that out. We do need to book our hotel soon. Because it is getting close. And the closer it gets, the more it will cost.
Really?
Yes. It's better to do things in advance. But we can discuss that later. I mean, well, this is the 34th episode of the Not Just Arin podcast. After a very long wait, I am Arin, and you are?
Not Arin.
Very good. I'm so... I can't tell you how proud of you I am right now. Wow. I feel like a mom at an assembly watching her kid recite some lines.
Here, I'll ruin it.
What? It's not even just me. It's just the listening experience in general. You don't need to be eating on the pod. This isn't ASMR, which there probably are ASMR podcasts, but this ain't it.
All right, I'm done.
Speaking of which, do you know that some people watch those like heinous mukbangs to like feel satisfied? Like, have you heard that?
What do you mean? What do you mean heinous?
Like consuming a concerning amount of food at once.
And they feel satisfied how? They feel
by watching it.
Like they feel like they're getting food?
I guess.
I don't know. Mukbangs have never been my thing. I watched the TO one because it's TO, but yeah, I think seeing that amount of food and thinking about consuming that much food is not pleasant.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like it has the opposite effect on me, because anytime I watch any kind of food content, I like feel hungry. That's why I can't watch hot ones, because then I just get hungry. I had to like chill out.
Just have some food with it.
Well, then I'm going to want to watch it like at different times of the day. I can't time it, to when I'm specifically going to be eating.
I mean, you could.
I could, but then I can only watch like a couple. Because what if I want to watch a lot of them? But whatever, it doesn't matter. But I had to chill out on Bon Appetit when they were on and popping, because their stuff made me hungry a lot. And there's a couple other food channels I've like stopped watching completely because it just makes me hungry. So... very interesting. But yeah, that's I don't know what's going on with that. That's it's very interesting. I want to know more, but I don't know who to ask because I don't know anybody who watches mukbangs for fun. Why are you on your phone?
Well, wait a second. Did you we didn't even discuss like topics beforehand? If you had any,
not really. But we were kind of flowing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I was getting ready for my topic that I wanted, which was Oscar nominations.
Okay. Let's only read out the main ones, because last time we barely even read them out and it was just like dead air for a while.
Yeah.
So, Best Picture, Best Actress, Actor and Actress, and Supporting and Director. We cap it at that.
Maybe I don't read. I want to do here. I mean, we can keep it short because last time it was a little rough, but I'll just like read them for my own sake, and then I'll just say who I want to win. All right, so actor in a leading role. I mean, Austin Butler, he got the Golden Globe,
Did
so
he?
I think so.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I didn't either. I hear about it after the fact. I would say maybe it'll go to Austin Butler. Maybe I hope it goes to Brendan Fraser.
Have you seen The Whale?
Nope.
Me neither.
Yeah, but anyway, actor in a supporting role. Interesting.
See, this isn't engaging listening.
Well,
at
okay,
all.
I was surprised to see Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway. I was like, oh, good for him.
I haven't even heard of that movie.
You haven't? It's
No.
an A24 movie starring Jennifer Lawrence, where she is, I think, not a retired, but like a veteran, I guess, a young veteran that is kind of now struggling with adapting to like civilian life again after being in like war a little bit. Yeah, a U.S. soldier suffers a traumatic brain injury while fighting in Afghanistan and struggles to adjust to life back home. It is it is A24, but it's also an Apple TV Plus film.
That's why I've never
starring Jennifer Lawrence and Brian Tyree Henry. The trailer was kind of good. I like A24. The reviews seem to be a little not like bad, but just kind of like has a 65 on IMDb, a 66 on Metacritic. Not bad, not good. But it's like good for Brian Tyree Henry. I assume that's his first Oscar nomination.
It is.
Then seeing Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin.
Have you seen that?
Nope. But good for him. As far as I know, he's somewhat young, so that's good for him.
I think he's like deceptively old. I think he's like in his late 30s.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you're deceptively wrong on that, but we will find out.
I feel like
in
he was
just a
older
second.
than I expected.
Probably.
Because he's like 16.
Now, can I even spell his name? He's only He's only 6 years older than me, so he's in his 30s. So a little deceptive.
Why doesn't it have his age
Anyway,
anywhere?
I'm gonna say again, even though he won the Golden Globe, let's keep that ball rolling. I want I don't know how to say his name, Ki Hui Kwan, to win actor in a supporting role for Everything Everywhere All at Once again. Did you see his Golden Globe speech?
No.
Look it up on YouTube because it is very wholesome. He's like very like teary-eyed, like very happy to win this award. He seemed like he was almost just playing himself in Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was very wholesome, very cute.
Well, I kind of don't like wholesome things.
Oh, good for you. Moving on. Actress in a leading role. Interesting. Ana de Armas nominated
Blonde.
for Blonde. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it. So many of these I
I
haven't
haven't
seen.
either. Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
She should.
Michelle Williams was nominated for The Fabelmans, but I hated her character. So
Really?
yeah.
She did a good job then. Were you
Maybe.
supposed to hate her?
I don't think so.
Because she's old dude's mom, right?
Yeah, old dude.
I couldn't think of
Old
his name
dude.
right offhand.
Jaws brought to you by old dude. I guess I don't know. I'll just say I hope Michelle Yeoh wins. Actress in a supporting role. Jamie Lee Curtis got nominated for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, this is making me happy. How many nominations? Literally, okay, not actor in a leading role because there wasn't an actor in a leading role. So literally for Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, as it should.
Right now, every category has a nomination. That makes me very happy because I didn't think this movie.
Really?
I didn't think
Every category?
Well, right, that I've read so far.
Oh.
Actor in a supporting role, actress in a leading role, actress in a supporting role. Like every category I've read so far. And I didn't think this movie would get recognition because I was like, I feel like the Academy would like raise its nose at it and be like, Then Stephanie, I'll say Sue, for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Directed.
Well, I want to give my pick because that's fun. I'll say Stephanie Sue for Everything. Animated feature film. Ooh, Puss in Boots got nominated. That's great.
You seen it?
I've seen it twice. It
In
is
the theater?
Yep.
Wow.
It is really good, and it seems like word of mouth just keeps spreading. Like because it came out a month ago, but it's still like number 2 at the box office. Granted, it's January. It's a little slow, but it feels like every day I hear, not literally, but like every day I hear someone else be like, oh, I've heard that's really good. Is that good? I might see it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's been out for a month. And so it's just like word keeps spreading. I will read all of the nominations for this one. So Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. This is all, I feel like, heavy competition, except for maybe The Sea Beast. I haven't seen it. Didn't look particularly good. It looked like generic Netflix animated movie. I haven't seen Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
I've seen all the shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I was preparing for the movie, and then the movie didn't come to Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
I really want to see it, but having not seen it, I would say I hope Puss in Boots wins. Like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is very great, and so is Turning Red. But I hope Puss in Boots wins. Cinematography, interesting. Roger Deakins shot Empire of Light. I've literally only seen Elvis on cinematography, so I'll just give it to Tar, even though I haven't seen it.
I have seen it, and I think the cinematography was pretty good. Oscar worthy. Let me. Who is it going up against?
We'll see. That's the thing. We weren't reading the nominations.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Until we were.
Bardo, A False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths. Never heard of her.
You never heard of it? So that's Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu's latest movie.
That's interesting. I was just wondering about him.
Yeah.
Empire of Light and then Tar.
Which did not review well.
Empire of Light or this one?
Bardo.
Okay.
Like IGN gave it like a 5 or a 4 or something. Like it didn't do well. Despite being,
based on one review.
Well, there's more than that.
I know, but you just listed that one.
That's just the one I know about.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll give it to Tar, even though I haven't seen any of these. Costume design. What?
You're sticking to the main ones.
No, I'm not reading the nominations. I'm picking my pick. All right, my pick for costume design is Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris,
which was in theaters for like a while.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know if you want to believe his name or not, but really liked it for some reason. Yeah, he was like, "This movie's great." No, maybe Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I would say costume design is pretty sick on there. Directing, I feel like I have to give it to the Daniels for Everything Everywhere.
No, they did the Turn Down for What music video?
Yeah.
Oh. I just learned that.
Well, get with it. Documentary.
Wait, can I? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to derail too much, but the other day, while I was doing some cross-stitching, I was on the HBO Max, and I was looking for...
Why are you trying to sound like my great aunt or something?
Why are you hating?
You're talking in a speech pattern you've never done before, and I think it's goofy, and I wanted to call it out because it's goofy.
Well, good.
Anyway, so you were on the HBO Max the other day. You were cross-stitching.
Yeah, and I was looking for just any documentary that I could watch, and I found this short one called, it was about 3 minutes, called When We Were Bullies.
I saw your review.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was nominated for an Oscar for Best Documentary Short Subject last year. And let me tell you, it was garbage.
Yeah.
Now, on a fundamental level, it was just fine. Like, the production was sufficient. But just the way that it was, the whole thing was framed, first of all, they didn't even attempt to interview the person who was at the center of the bullying incident that is in this documentary. This guy interviewed everybody except for that dude. I don't even think he attempted to do that. And it's like, oh, I bullied somebody with my classmates when I was a kid in the 60s, and I feel a little bad about it, so I'm gonna make a documentary, but should I interview the kid that we bullied? Nah, that's not important. And it's like, what? And everybody else tore it apart on Letterboxd too, so yeah. I don't know how they got nominated though. Just wow.
Well,
anyway, continue.
Well, you see, you could have waited until
it was on the brain.
Until I got to
short
film.
Subject.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, it's actually, I think, just short film. It's not. Wait, it didn't get properly nominated. It was just on like the short list or something.
No. There's Best Documentary and then Documentary Short Subject. Because short film, that's scripted.
Okay, well, here, wait. There's documentary feature film and documentary short film. Are those the same thing?
Well, I guess it got renamed at some point, but it used to be called Short Subject, I think.
Okay. Well, it's not on here.
I said last year.
Last year?
It got nominated last year.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I guess I haven't seen any of these, and I don't want to go just based off the title, so I'm not
Let me see.
picking one for feature film documentary.
Nope. I haven't seen any of them either.
I guess you can. The solution for saving time and moving on to whatever
having the producer
the next topic be. No, I was going to say that you can play along at home. You can look up the list and you can look at them as I am, but I'm not reading them in the interest of time.
Okay.
Documentary short film. I'm going to go with the Elephant Whisperers because that just sounds interesting.
What are the other ones? You're the only one looking at your phone.
This is true. Pull out your phone. Get on your phone and look at them.
I don't know about any of these.
Yeah, I don't either. But the Elephant Whisperers sound sick. Film editing. I don't know. I don't want to pick between these. International feature film. I don't want to pick.
I do want to see All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
It feels interesting.
Really? What's it about?
The World War I. Based on a book.
The World War I.
I had to think about it. But it's based on a book.
You tell me World War I's based on a book?
No. All Quiet on the Western Front. I think it's originally a German language book, but obviously got, translated and stuff.
No, the movie's not in English.
I know, but the book, the subject material, I think originally in German, but, got translated. Now we have movie. And it's allegedly, because I haven't seen it, a pretty good anti-war film.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Because it shows the horrors of war instead of just being like, guns, fights, heroes, villains. Kind of course, I haven't seen it, so I'm just kind of assuming, but I think it might show the brutality, how there are really no winners in a war like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you know about World War I, but it's kind of a lot. They didn't call it the war to end all wars for no reason. So
international feature film, I guess. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Decision to Leave, is that on there?
Where would it be?
International.
No.
Oh, yeah, because people were complaining that it was left off.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's good.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a Korean film.
Yeah. I believe it's directed by Park Chan-wook.
Yes.
Yeah. Makeup and hairstyling. The Batman is nominated, as well as Black Panther. I'm just going to say Batman just because I think it's funny. Let's say it won the Oscar just because of his eye makeup, Robert Pattinson's eye makeup. Music original score.
Do you want to know something?
No. I can, yeah.
So I was really
get out your phone so you can follow along and stop interrupting.
We're in that category.
Okay. So it has to do with
Is this best original song?
Yes. No,
okay.
Original score.
Okay, well, we'll get there then.
Okay. Tell me the something that I don't want to know in one category. Music original score. I feel like I want to just give it to John Williams for The Fabelmans because like he's like 90, nearly 100 years old. Like give him one last who? You?
Spielberg.
Wait,
He's
what?
Making one.
Really?
I believe so.
I thought The Fabelmans was his last movie.
A scripted movie maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if he considers documentaries to be movies.
I mean, The Fabelmans is basically a documentary about himself. Anyway, John Williams, because he is very old and I guess a legend. Now we have original song. Before I don't know. What's the thing?
So, as you can see, Lady Gaga got nominated for whatever was in the Top Gun movie.
The Top Gun movie.
Shut up.
Top Gun Maverick.
It is the Top Gun movie. It's the Top Gun movie.
There's two of them. Which one?
The most recent one.
Anyway,
she got nominated for that one, but she also got nominated for Applause, which was a single from the album she didn't remember, Art Pop, which came out 11 years ago, which I thought was interesting. I don't know, I probably saw what movie it was featured in. I haven't seen it, but, I thought that was interesting.
Are you sure that's her song?
Applause?
Yeah.
Yes.
You sure there's not another song called Applause?
When I saw the news about all the Oscar nominations, it's like, Gaga got nominated for 2 songs this year. So, yeah, it's Applause. And she has a song called Applause.
I know.
Yeah.
But
that one.
It's saying music and lyrics by Diane Warren. So did Lady Gaga not write Applause? You saw this news was on Twitter and you took it at face value.
Well,
someone said, "Oh my God, Applause, the Lady Gaga song."
Which honestly, if it's not her, then that makes sense because why would that old song get nominated for a recent movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're research is in progress.
I like that
Continue.
you told me this now because it shows yeah, anyway, research. Oh my god, why didn't you research it in the moment? Now I have to read the nominees. We have Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, music and lyric by Diane Warren. Then we have Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, music and lyric by Lady Gaga and Blood Pop. Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, music by Thames, Rihanna, Ryan Coogler, and Ludwig Göransson. Göransson, I say his name wrong, I think. Lyric by Thames and Ryan Coogler. Natu, might be saying that wrong, from RRR, music.
Can't believe I got lied to.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe you believed it like that.
Me when I spread misinformation online.
Yup. Music by MM Karyavani, lyric by Chandra Bose. Then This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once, music by Ryan Lott, David Byrne, and Mitski.
David what?
Byrne.
David Byrne.
Byrne?
Yeah.
It's a Y in there.
Big suit David Byrne.
I've never heard of him.
This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife.
Lyric by Ryan Lott and David Byrne.
Oh my god.
Byrne.
Pretty sure it's that David Byrne.
Honestly,
Research in progress.
Okay. Pretty sure. I like how she's like, I'm pretty sure it was Lady Gaga. She has a song called Applause. Maybe you've heard of it. Of course I've heard of it, Aaron.
Yeah, it's him.
Because I absolutely slay at Applause in Just Dance, okay? Of course I've heard of it.
Anyway, it is that David Byrne, and David Byrne is pronounced Byrne. Because he's like English or whatever.
Well, I'll just say I hope both Applause and Hold My Hand win so that Lady Gaga can win 2 awards. All right. Oh my god. Wait, why are there others after this? They put
What are
best.
the ones after it?
Well, it's like there's best picture and then
Yeah, because that's the last one of the night.
Well, yeah, but then no. There's others after it. Then there's production design, short film, sound, visual effects, writing.
They probably
writing.
don't air those this year.
Okay, well, writing. I'll go with I don't know. I'll go with The Banshees of Inisherin, even though I haven't seen it. Writing, adapted screenplay. I'll go with
One of these I had a question for.
Is Glass Onion adapted?
That's what I was saying. Like, what is it adapted from?
Onions.
I think there was another one there that
It's adapted from Knives Out.
How does that work? Because
I'm making jokes.
Oh, I thought it said that.
No.
See, when you spread misinformation
I'm
online,
not spreading misinformation.
you just lied to me, Joseph.
Oh yeah.
What is Top Gun adapted from?
See, I lied to you in a joking manner with a sarcastic tone. You lied to me genuinely thinking it was the truth.
Whatever. But like, what is Top Gun adapted from?
I don't know.
Exactly.
the what is it? Lockheed and Martin, the weapons company.
United States military.
It's based on a true story.
U.S. Air Force.
Writing, adapted screenplay. Let's go with All Quiet on the Western Front. Visual effects, dude. It has to be Avatar.
Who's it going up against?
Well, see, we don't have time for that. Our producer said so.
Well, our producer can decide whether or not we keep it in. So
It's going up. It's going up against All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, you're right. I should put that.
Yeah. Sound. I don't know. I'll say All Quiet on the Western Front or Top Gun Maverick. Short film. I don't know any of these, so I'm skipping it. Short film animated. There's The Boy, The Mole, The Fox, and the Horse, The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake and I Think I Believe It, and then My Year of Dicks. I think I want My Year of Dicks to win. Production design. Let's be honest, it's going to Babylon. There's no question. Whether I want it to or not, Hollywood loves loving itself. So a movie about old Hollywood, yeah, it's winning production design. Might win costume design as well.
Have you seen it?
Babylon? No.
Oh.
I'm just saying Hollywood loves sucking itself off.
Yeah, Hollywood, I don't know if you heard this, but it got one of its ribs removed to be able to do that.
that was pretty good. Best picture, the moment you've all been crying for me to get to so that we could move on. But I don't know. Maybe you enjoyed the Golden Globe segment. I don't know. Hopefully you did, because I wanted to do it again. Best Picture: All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Your Hand is Distracting Me, The Fablemans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, The Triangle of Sadness, Women Talking. Also, breaking news: Your Hand is Distracting Me has been disqualified because it's not a movie. Now, I feel like I actually want to stay on this one. I don't want to just rapid fire. Like, what do I think should win Best Picture?
So let's do, what do you think should win and what do you think might win based on past datums?
This is tough. I don't
Personally,
think...
I want Banshees to win.
Yeah.
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 It had a lot of body, you know. It had laughs, it had sadness, it had heart. I thought Tar was just fine, but that's also because I had to get up and pee in the third act and I missed like a major story moment. So yeah.
Well, I don't think Avatar or Elvis are winning. Man, that's a lot of nominations.
Everything Everywhere. I don't know.
I feel like, okay, if we have an answer of what I want to win, I would say Everything Everywhere All at Once. I would want that to win because I think that would be very cool for such a bizarre, unique movie to win. I feel like, but I also feel like now going into what I think will win, I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once being nominated is kind of like,
that's your bone. That's the bone we threw you, and don't ask for nothing else.
Sort of, in a way. I was going to compare it to like Mad Max Fury Road getting nominated for Best Picture, because I think that movie is deserving of a nomination for Best Picture, but I don't think
the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences
would ever let it like win, you know? But I think just when I found out that it was nominated, that like probably a couple of years after it came out, like that shocked me. But I was like, oh yeah, that is a masterpiece of a film. And I think so is Everything Everywhere. But what I think will win...
We've already passed the category, so I can't... We'll get back to it.
We'll get back to it. What I think will win, I feel like you may be right in your pick of like the Banshees of Inisherin.
Well, that's the one I want to win. That's not the one that I think will win.
Well, I think you may be right. I don't know. I just feel like that one has a lot of buzz. I haven't seen it, so I guess I can't speak to like its quality, but
it's on HBO.
It feels, but I haven't. I don't know. It feels like an Oscar-winning movie, if that makes sense. Like it just from the trailers, it looks sort of like Oscar baity, and then like I don't know. It's a serious drama. It's got esteemed actors, and I'm not trying to like diss it. I'm just saying like that's what it looks like.
I'm just saying it didn't feel like that to me. Because I don't know. I went in thinking it was gonna be like a traditional comedy, right? I was gonna have some hee hee ha ha's and come away feeling nice, but then my soul was destroyed and crushed, and I felt sad and I wanted to cry.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time. So I guess I'll say what I think will win, and I feel like it's between Banshees of Inisherin and Top Gun Maverick. I feel like Top Gun Maverick has a good chance of winning. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Neither of those are my picks.
For what you
think will win.
Think will win?
Yeah.
What do you think will win?
All Quiet. Because think about it. It's historical. It's about war. It's foreign. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah, but like if only I don't know what one.
It's horrific. Think about Schindler's List. That one. I don't know if that wasn't a foreign movie.
Yeah, but think about like I feel like buzz and sort of how much
it's literary.
I would say like the Academy can be influenced by buzz, and I mean maybe I'm just not in those circles exactly, but I don't feel like All Quiet on the Western Front has as much buzz as the other two films I've listed as what I think will win.
Interesting.
I think you make good points as to why it could win, but also since Parasite, has any other foreign language film won Best Picture?
You have a point.
Yeah. It could happen again, but I don't think it will. I think it'll be another decade until another foreign film wins, because it's like, all right, here's Parasite, here's your bone, go chew on it for 10 years and then we'll talk. So I don't think, not having seen it, I don't think it will. Based on just what I've heard buzz-wise, I think Banshees of Inisherin or Top Gun. Yeah.
Now, I want to revisit cinematography.
Yeah.
So, if you will remember, Elvis was nominated.
Yeah.
And if you will also remember, Elvis felt like being on a roller coaster. The cinematography for that.
A VR roller coaster.
Yeah, it was freaking nauseating. Like, you had to be alert at all times. It felt like driving. Like, you had to be alert at all times or you're gonna, like, drive off the road and die. That's what watching that felt like. Choices were made. I'll just put it that way. But as I understand it, all Baz Luhrmann movies are like that, so.
Yeah.
Anyway. But do you know who's noticeably missing from this list?
Is it a person or a film?
A film.
A film? Which list? Just the whole list or a specific category?
All of them.
Have I seen it?
Yes, but we didn't see it together. I don't know why we're playing 20 questions.
I want to guess it, but
Okay.
I don't want you to tell me it. So give me a second. We can, I guess, edit this out or talk over it. I want to know what it was.
The glaring omission.
And it has to be from 2022, right?
Yes.
Okay. The glaring omission. Smile.
No.
Jackass Forever.
No.
There should be like a stunts category. That would be sick.
No, there isn't.
There should be.
I thought there was for like.
Oh, okay. I know what you're referencing. I figured it out. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying some like joke answers and then I'll say it.
Okay.
Ooh, I went from jokes to actually like I feel like this is genuinely an omission, but bones and all.
Haven't seen it.
It's really good. I think I don't know what it should be nominated for, but it should be nominated for something.
Cannibalism, E-boy.
It's a lot more than that. Okay. Okay.
I don't
Pump the
doubt
brakes.
It. It's just, that's what it looks
The
like.
Northman could have been nominated for something, special
Did that come out
effects
in
or something.
2022?
It did.
January or February. It was early in the year.
What is this sorted by? Anyway, I guess clearly the movie you're hinting at as the glaring omission is Nope.
Yes.
What do you think it should have been nominated for?
Honestly, anything. Cinematography, sound, editing, actor, supporting actor, anything. Writing. Well, I haven't read the screenplay, so I can't say. But, anything. Anything. But since I guess, it's
So wait. I want. Oh, you think it's well?
I thought the movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
But as we know, movies of this genre don't often get nominated, if ever.
This is true. A lot of people. I feel like one of the more recent examples is
Excuse you.
One of the more recent examples is like Hereditary. Like Hereditary not getting nominated for anything, and then. I don't know if I personally agree with this, but a lot of people felt like Mia Goth should be nominated for Pearl.
She probably should. Haven't seen it, but I've seen the screaming. No, I'm a star, and the credits, of course.
Why have you seen those parts?
Which part? Get posted a lot
on like Twitter or something. So you've seen her smiling for like 5 minutes straight, and then what's the other one?
No, I'm a star. When she's like screaming, yeah.
On stage?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It gets used as a reaction a lot for some reason.
I mean, let me think through like Nope of like what it could be nominated for. I feel like maybe cinematography.
VFX.
I was gonna say maybe yeah.
Because
maybe what is it? Keke Palmer for supporting actress, or is she a lead?
Is she? I don't know. I don't know what she'd be considered as, but
I feel like Daniel Kaluuya is probably the lead.
I can't remember if I sent you this, but I saw on twitter.com the behind the scenes of how they made the people getting like crunched up inside of Jean Jacket, where they like basically have to crawl through like some kind of fabric tube or something, and I thought that was really cool. I don't think I sent that to you, but I did see it, and it was very cool. So that was a practical effect.
Yeah, do practical effects count when it comes to nominations for visual effects?
I think so, because they're still visual. They're just not CG.
Yeah. I think something else that I thought was interesting was someone talked about, I think I saw this on like a YouTube behind the scenes as well, of like how stop motion animated films shouldn't be like counted as animated films because it's like the objects are real. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but I mean, Webster's dictionary defines animation as, I don't know what it defines animation as, but I feel like that still falls under animation just because it isn't like drawn or computer generated. It's still animated, you know?
but it's moving pictures, the same as then all movies are animated.
Well, I guess we do have to see what Merriam-Webster describes
Yeah,
animation
especially
as.
if you're going to give a sarcastically condescending well.
But like, realistically speaking, I don't see why it shouldn't be animation. Okay. The act of animating, the state of being animate or animated, animated cartoon, the preparation of animated cartoons, very helpful. Miriam, thank you so much. A motion picture that is made from a series of drawings, computer graphics, or photographs of inanimate objects such as puppets, and that simulates movement by slight progressive changes in each frame. So, stop motion, according to Miss Miriam, that does count.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I thought it was neat.
Who said that though? That's such a weird take.
I don't know. Don't hate.
Okay. I was gonna say something.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Good.
It was about a movie.
Yeah.
I've realized I'm really into journalism movies. Movies about like journalism. Because I really like.
I can tell by your letterboxd. You watch them very frequently.
Do I?
That's sarcasm.
Oh. Well,
you log a movie a month or two.
This is true.
In a busy month, you know.
But I do think about them a lot. They're on the brain. Because of course, you know. Really
so if you think about them a lot, that means you love them.
Yeah, I would say so. They occupy my brain space enough for me to want to keep thinking about them. So I think that counts.
I don't know.
Just because I don't watch a whole lot of them doesn't mean I don't like them.
I mean, it doesn't mean. I'm just saying, like, it, like, I'm like, man, I freaking love animated movies. When was the last time you watched one? Oh, like 5 months ago. Like, but I love them so much. I'm thinking about them nonstop. Like,
anyways. Yeah, I want to see, what is it called? The Post with Meryl.
I feel like that.
Street.
I don't know what that movie's about, but
it's about the Washington Post.
Okay. Oh wow.
It's about, I think, the first female like editor-in-chief of the Washington Post.
That movie, just like, I mean, this wasn't when I was like watching.
There's like a event at the center of it. I know very little about it, and I want to keep it that way so that when I watch it, I'm unencumbered by opinions.
Well, I haven't seen it.
It came out a while ago.
Yeah, I know. I looked it up. Okay. Came out the same year as The Shape of Water.
Another movie about journalism. That woman is really reporting on that fish man's genitals. That doesn't even make sense.
Hi, Paul. I am here at the scene. It is slimy, long, girthy. Paul, I'm strangely drawn to it. Paul, I think I'm going in.
So one of the characters' names Paul?
No, I just that just sounded right coming out of like my news anchor voice's mouth. Okay. I haven't seen The Post. But from like maybe what I have seen, which is I guess still images and trailers, it looked very Oscar baity to me. Can't speak to the quality, but I typically
it is Meryl.
I typically am not drawn to Oscar baity things.
Meryl has that quality.
Yeah.
She is Oscar bait.
Really?
Incarnate, yes.
Incarnate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I mean, if you think about it, Julie and Julia, kind of Oscar baity, maybe. Sophie's Choice, that did win an Oscar. I can't think of any other movies she's in.
Nice.
Well,
those are the ones. She's been nominated every year. Every film she's been in.
But you know, one of her daughters is like an actor, but she doesn't have the last name Street. So I don't know this. But she's in Mr. Robot. She has one of the main roles. She's like the FBI agent investigating the organization at the center of it. Her name is Grace Gummer. They have their dad's last name. All of her children, who a couple of them are actors. And she's pretty good in it. But she doesn't look anything... Well, okay, that's not true. She does look like a young Meryl Streep, which makes sense, because that is her mom. But also, she has red hair. So, you know. I wish Mr. Robot was on something other than Amazon Prime, because I feel like Amazon Prime is like the F tier streaming service.
Lower than Paramount Plus, Peacock, and Discovery Plus.
They're all, well, okay. I feel like Paramount Plus, that one has some sway. I feel like what's above F? D? That's D tier.
Why? Give your reasoning.
Well, I've never been on Paramount Plus before, but you know, it has what? Okay, so what's Paramount?
The raw, unbiased opinions from Arin.
I don't know. It feels more high tier. I'm going off of vibes, which I know you hate. This is purely vibes based, but having actually been on Amazon Prime, it's just unintuitive. It's lame. There's a lot of stuff on there. It's hard to look for things, and it's like, who uses it? You know, there's some good shows on there. I'll give them that, but Mr. Robot is not an Amazon Prime original, so it has no business being on there. Put it literally somewhere else. Now, it was put out by the USA Network, and I don't know who its parent company is, but I feel like I would even accept it on Disney Plus. But I feel like since it's
Mr. Robot on Disney Plus,
I guess
a very like anti-corporate like show on Disney Plus.
I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I feel like you've not seen it, so you can't relate a whole lot. But I feel like if Mr. Robot had an HBO budget, it would have been one of the best shows of our decade. It's already one of the best shows of the decade, but I feel like if it just had a little bit more money and a little bit more audience, you know, it would have really topped some lists, because it is really well done for a show about hackers, right? Like it had the potential to be really cheesy and corny and kind of we live in a society, and it is kind of we live in a society at times, but it just feels more realistic than something that could be made like that by someone who is not as skilled as Sam Ismail, who is the writer director of the series. So I don't know. I don't know. Also, the fact that there's like a couple years between the third and fourth seasons really didn't help out, because, you know, viewership drops off after that point. But there's so much potential there, and it ended on a high note. It got out while the getting was good. You know, it didn't go for too long. It had 4 amazing seasons, and then it called it quits, and that was all it needed. It didn't need any more time. It didn't need any less time. It was just great. You know?
So why do you want it on other streaming services?
So that people can see it and appreciate it as much as I do. Also, Christian Slater's in it. And as we know, he's in my ever-evolving roster of fake husbands. So, there you go. Mr. Robot. There will never be another Mr. Robot. And that, you know...
Oh my god, what?
What?
What is it? The news is saying Disney Plus has actually just bought Mr. Robot and is rebooting it.
What?
Tom Holland is playing Elliot. They're completely rewriting the show. It's actually pro-corporate. Well, there you go. Your wish came true. It's on Disney Plus.
I mean, whatever, man. Speaking of shows, I'll have to say up there in my... strangely, in my list of favorite shows, right along with Mr. Robot, is Taskmaster. I just really like Taskmaster. I can't explain it. It's just so much fun. I like it so much. And I feel like if they ever made a US version of it, it would suck so hard. You know what's
like great for podcasts?
What?
Saying I can't explain it. You know,
I don't know. It's just it's fun to watch. It's low stakes. It's funny.
Bleep this person's.
I fall asleep to it.
Oh my god. Bleep this person's name, but like something that drives me crazy about their reviews and this. I guess this person. No, it's
out too.
Yeah, bleep them both out. You don't forget.
Okay.
You forgot to bleep out Kevin's name. Luckily, he wasn't mad about it. This person.
Do I gotta bleep that one out too?
No, well, you don't have to now. But like his reviews is in almost all of them, I want to say like 80 or 90%. He either says it just works or it just doesn't work. And I'm like, tell me why.
That's interesting because, I mean, I haven't really checked Letterboxd in a while, but I feel like...
Well, now we're kind of... He's not using... I won't say specifically. He's not using Letterboxd as much anymore.
Well, yeah,
for specific reasons.
I know, but before he would like write essays. So I don't. That's interesting. That's an interesting development with our old pal, who shall not be named.
Yeah.
So should we check on him? Should we just make sure everything's okay? There's a lot going on for him right now.
I think he's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Like, I know you're still mad at him, but I'm coming around. I'm coming around.
You can check on him, and he won't respond.
That is true. But you can't say I didn't try, so we're gonna move on. Anyway, I really like.
I hope Kevin hasn't, I think, listened to more than like 2 episodes, but if he listens to this one, I hope this segment, knowing who we're talking about, really cracks you up.
Oh man, yeah. I tried to get you to watch a little of Taskmaster. But
I watched like 5 or 10 minutes of it.
Really?
You sent a long video. I watched 5 or 10 minutes. I didn't particularly get it.
Oh,
they were trying to guess. I don't know how old the person was or something like that.
Now I know there's a few of them where they have to guess things about a person, but they can either answer yes or... Okay, so one of them is they have to guess something about a person. They can only answer yes or no, but they can only lie. And then there's another one where they have to find out about a person, but the person is Swedish and they're only speaking Swedish. And
it was the yes or no and lying.
Okay, with the old guy?
Yeah, what his job was. It wasn't his age.
Yeah, I like that one. That's one of my favorite ones.
You sent it to me. I watched it. It seems like maybe the fun... I don't know if the fun is in the act or is in the analysis afterwards, but I don't know. I sort of was interested in the act, but it seemed like the show focused more on the analysis afterwards, or like the color commentary. I don't know. Didn't care for it.
No, that's upsetting. I will say, if anybody out there wants to get into Taskmaster, first of all, they do have a New Zealand series. I don't know what's going on with that. The hosts are completely different. We're not going to talk about her. It's probably fine, but I don't know about it. I can't vouch for it. But season 1 is totally skippable because they were just figuring things out. It's not as good as the other series, but 2 through 14, all perfect. So, and also there are some all-stars. Well, they're only like specials. The first one's 2 episodes, and the second one is only 1 episode, upsettingly. And then they have New Year specials, which are fun, which are like one-offs. So yeah. I still haven't seen the latest series of Would I Lie to You, because that I feel like is supposed to air soon. And then I, of course, have been watching QI, which stands for Quite Interesting. Again, not entirely sure. Well, okay, I know I like QI because I get to learn things, and it's funny at the same time. So, yeah, there's that. And then Would I Lie to You, that one, I mean, what can I say? It's just British panel shows. There's no stakes. There's nothing to lose. There's also nothing to gain. And it's mostly just comedians, so yeah. And I fall asleep to them. So yeah, that's speaking of things I fall asleep to, I've been watching this channel on the YouTubes, called Crime Pays But Botany Doesn't. And I first found out about this channel because Wired does the little autocomplete interview thingy. No, not that one. That's a completely different one. Wired has the like tech support ones where like go online and find questions people ask about things, and then they have people come on to like answer them. They had one with a botanist, and he was like really Italian and also like really Chicago-y. And I thought, oh man, I could listen to this guy talk about plants for like years. Much to my delight, he has an entire YouTube channel. So it's called Crime Pays But Botany Doesn't. If you want to learn about botany, you can watch it. The guy, he's very, I wouldn't say angry. He's very, Italian. I can't explain it any other way. And I've been learning things about botany. So that's fun. And I also use it to fall asleep because it is very relaxing, despite the man's very gruff voice. So, yep. What do you use to fall asleep?
My eyes. My eyelids. Okay. I don't use anything. Well, that's not entirely true. I feel like the only thing I need to fall asleep is like white noise. Like just turn on a fan, have some just like a low, not necessarily a low, but just a little hum, a little like buzz or something, and I'm good. If it's too quiet, or if it's just quiet, I feel like my mind just like my thoughts don't stop. And so then I stay up, but it's like the white noise, I almost like focus on that and I fall asleep. Yeah.
Interesting. And now, conversely, you need an alarm to wake up, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I must say that my superpower is that I do not, and I never have.
Seems like it's a blessing and a curse. I don't know if it's a superpower.
Well, I've never been late to anything, so.
Well, because you
waking
wake up
late.
5 hours before.
No.
Well,
I
you
wake
do.
up 5 times a night.
Yeah. That's your superpower.
I go back to sleep.
My superpower is I don't get sleep.
That's not true. I get at least 7.5 hours every night.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How much of that? What time? So you get 7.5. Let's do some math here. What time do you go to sleep? And what time do you wake up?
I have a Fitbit that does all of that.
Because the thing is you get 7.5 hours of sleep, but the time you go to bed and the time you wake up is like 10 hours. So where did the other 2.5 go?
Well, so according to my Fitty Bitty, last night I got 7 hours and 51 minutes of sleep. Now this includes a lot of different like cycles. So I went to bed at 9:33. That's when I fell asleep. I was in bed for at least 30 minutes before that. And I woke up at 6:48 this morning.
I feel like we need a topic.
We're talking about... You asked me about this. I'm telling you. So
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I don't think I started asking you about it.
Well, anyway.
You asked me, and then you were like, well, here's my sleep schedule.
You brought it up.
No, I did not. You're gaslighting me.
Whatever,
You're
man.
completely wrong.
I spent an hour and 24
changing the
minutes
subject.
awake, and most of it was during, let's see, I woke up for some reason at midnight.
I'm just going to
stayed awake
say
for like 20 minutes.
This has happened in the past. You know, it's our podcast. I can do whatever I want. You can do whatever you want. But let's think about the audience. Will the audience find this interesting? Text me right now if you found that interesting. I used my power. Spoiler alert. I did not.
Anyway, you got something to talk about?
I don't, but that's the problem, you know? That's why we discuss it before we start, but I forgot.
We have at least 4 questions we haven't gone over yet.
I mean, well, yeah, maybe.
Since you were so adamant to include a question in every episode,
yeah, and then
after what was supposed to be a special episode, so...
Hey, whoa.
Wait, what's today? Oh no, we missed it.
Huh?
The 19th was our 1 year of doing this podcast.
Well, guess we gotta wait until next year to celebrate.
Oh man. Can't believe you missed it. But yeah, we've been doing this podcast for a year, sort of, on and off.
We do have exactly 4 questions.
Okay.
And then I do have a small sort of update and shout out, which is that David texted me recently.
Those more questions?
Not yet. He was just saying like, "Hey, I'm still listening to the podcast," because I think I may have said a couple times like, "I don't know, I wonder," or "I think he's not listening anymore." So maybe he got there and said that he was just letting me know that he still did. But what is it? So he said he's still listening. He's a little behind, and he'll be sending more questions soon.
What was this?
A week ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the reason how long have you been recording?
An hour and 2 minutes.
Okay, we can end with a question. The reason I haven't, I think, done the questions is because one, we only have 4, and I think like I don't want to have none. I'd rather have them ready to go and like, I don't know, guilt the audience or something. Like if you want to read the ones we have, send more or something, you know, hold them hostage. The questions, not the audience, but both, you know. And then some of them are like,
like
pretty, yeah, like kind of, I mean, it depends how much we get into it, but yeah, they could be essay questions. But anyway, this one comes from Patricia, and it says, "Who is better, Cheech or Chong?"
I have no background for this. I don't think I've seen a single Cheech and Chong movie.
The answer is Chong.
Okay.
Just kidding. That was a joke. Lol. Here is the real question. What do you think the world will look like when all humans have died? Overgrown and beautiful, or simply just black?
Well, that's heavily dependent on why all humans are dead.
Yeah.
But if we can learn anything from the
Let's just assume they just vanished. They got like Thanos snap, the rapture happened, but everyone went or something. Like we're just not on Earth anymore.
Okay.
Peacefully. We just poofed.
Okay. So if you'll remember back in the year of our Lord 2020, for that brief few months where everybody was just inside, nature did begin to take over cities for a while. And first it was the animals, it wasn't like overgrown stuff, but I feel like eventually things will get overgrown and nature will reclaim the folly of man. So, yeah.
I think a different podcast I was listening to said that there's like some sort of show that like deals with the subject material where it like puts, maybe it's like a YouTube channel, or I don't know if it's a YouTube channel or a TV show, but like it puts buildings through like simulations or something to see like how long it would take for them to like degrade or something. So it's like, and then I don't know if it factors in like nature or something, but that it sounded very interesting and adjacent to this topic. I just wish that I remembered what it was, but maybe they didn't say in the podcast. But I'll say that I am heavily biased.
Okay.
Because I have been influenced by the art direction and production design of The Last of Us, where the whole, aesthetic of that show or that game. Ooh, oh man, that was sacrilege. The whole aesthetic of the game is like, nature overgrown. There's like vines everywhere. There's leaves everywhere. It's like, I guess it's, this nature reclamation and like kind of buildings and all these like stone concrete structures still standing, but kind of dilapidating, kind of crumbling and collapsing bit by bit. And I guess, to our listeners, Melissa, you've been watching The Last of Us, so you kind of know what I'm getting at. Though I think the game being, CG does it a bit better, where it's like HBO, while it has a ton of money, is still kind of limited by that. I assume David's played The Last of Us, so he knows. Patricia, if you haven't, just look up The Last of Us environment concept art. Don't just look up Last of Us concept art, because it will be spooky and scary and gross. And, I don't want you to have any nightmares,
and also the other unnamed people who listen to this podcast can also do the same thing if they haven't.
Oh, like I guess the people we don't know personally, or I don't know personally. I'm still trying to, you don't have to goof his name, but I'm still trying to get Kevin to watch it, because he did listen to it. He listened to 2 episodes. He said he enjoyed it.
Now, was he saying that to be nice?
No, I don't think so. But I guess, I don't know. He's a busy man. He's got other things to do. So he hasn't, but he may. And then I don't think there's any other listeners. It's really just the trio, the Holy Trinity.
And the other people we don't know.
The other people we don't know. We really just like throw them under the bus. It's like, we don't care about you. Just the people that we're actually friends with. If you are, well, you know what? I'll throw a bone for you to chew on, other people. And say, if you are a random stranger that listens to us, I appreciate it. I just have no reference point for if you exist or who you are or anything. But
I mean, I can see the numbers.
Yeah.
I know we have at least one listener from the Philippines.
That's interesting. Yeah. Commonly, like every episode?
I don't know about every episode, but in the analytics for Anchor and I think also YouTube, there's a little. Which, granted,
we do have. I guess like YouTube views. We do have YouTube views, and I think at least Patricia and Melissa, I know, use Spotify. I don't know what David uses.
But going back to the question.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
We don't even really have to wait for all humans to disappear to see what would happen to a previously populated urban place if it were to be abandoned. We could just look at Pripyat in Ukraine.
Really?
Which is where Chernobyl happened. Because, nobody lives there, but now it's, like, retaken by nature and the animals and all of that. And let's see. The 80s, it was, like, almost 40 years ago, I guess. So it might take... I don't know. close to 40. 40 and over, in the neighborhood of 40.
Okay.
Years ago. So who knows? It might take longer for everything to fall to ruin, but
when was Chernobyl? It was 86 or 87?
Good question.
So you might be right. It might be less than 40. I was just thinking 80 to 20, and I'm like, that's 40. But if it was 86 or 87, then we're not quite there yet. Might have been 89. It's one of those. I think I'm correct.
86.
Yes.
36 years ago.
That's my first guess.
So not quite 40.
The rest are null and void.
But yeah, there's animals living in Pripyat. There's plants obviously living there. So I mean,
Barely.
if you look at, well, no, they're thriving.
Are they?
Yeah.
With the radiation?
I mean, it's been a long time since then.
It's still radioactive.
Yeah, but who knows? The animals, they might be built different.
Yeah, they're built different. That's why we can't go and touch them.
Well, I mean, they're still there.
If there's a dog there, you can't pet it.
I mean, probably not. But listen, if the animals have been there and have been living for however many generations, they must be doing fine. So if you look at recent-ish pictures, I mean, it's not exactly like overgrown. There's some urban decay there, but you know, it's not vines and moss everywhere and stuff like that. But the animals have retaken man's folly. So
I find it funny almost how the example you choose of like what would the world be like without man is like also the site of like one of the worst things man has done.
That is true. But I mean, I guess you could look at like ghost towns and stuff.
Yeah.
So like towns that were previously inhabited that are inhabited no longer.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that's like out west somewhere that's just like a bunch of buildings and maybe a road used to be there and it's just kind of dusty. Which I mean, that's the desert. It's a little bit different, but I don't know. I mean, okay, perfect example. So some, I guess, ancient Mesoamerican communities that have remained kind of hidden in the jungle until relatively recently-ish. I think that's a pretty good example. I mean, I don't know if that's a good example in that. I don't know. I'm just saying they've remained hidden for that long, and presumably animals and stuff have lived in there, and like it's been overgrown. I mean, it's hidden enough in the brush where that we can't just like stumble upon it. And also, if we look at the Levant, which is like, you know, Israel and a little bit of the Middle East and like Egypt and all of that area, there are cities that are just like underneath a bunch of sand. So how that will look different for different geological areas.
Yeah. Well, I think while before you had said that, I think I thought of it as well, where it's like, well, just look at like old ancient structures. You know, you go to Israel and then it's like, oh, there's a building that's like, you know, a foot tall now and absolutely reduced to rubble. But it's like, I think we're thinking about, or I apply the question to like today of like, if we just all poofed and then, you know, all our stuff is still here, what would it look like?
There is a recent abandoned town, I think Centralia, Pennsylvania. There was like a big methane fire, again, caused by humans, that caused everybody to move out. And that was, I don't know what year that was, but that's more recent. Post Chernobyl, I think. So maybe like in the I'm just going to look it up. Research in progress.
Recent. 30 years ago.
That's been abandoned for some time. Centralia.
While you're looking that up, I want to say something maybe. I think another video game that influenced
62.
me a bit.
Actually, that's longer. Goodness.
Another game that influenced me a little bit was probably like Horizon, which is kind of like The Last of Us, but like more because it's set, I guess, spoiler for the first Horizon, but it's set, I think, a couple thousand years after humans disappeared. And I don't know if it's artistic choices or if they actually did research as to how long like these structures and metal and concrete would last, but it's like that a lot of that stuff is very degraded, but it's still standing.
Yeah, because the freaking Colosseum, that's still standing. It's in decent condition. And the only reason like big chunks of it are missing is because back in the day, people building churches in Rome used it as like a stone quarry. So they just took rocks from it. Well, took stones from it to build churches. And that's why it looks the way it does. If they didn't do that, it would probably still be in pretty good condition.
Mint. What is it?
That was very fascinating when I found that out. That was like a puzzle piece was put together in my brain. It felt so good learning that. I love learning things.
I wonder why she asks, or simply just black. Like the Earth is just like, I don't know. It's a yeah. It's just a black hole or like a smooth
Marble.
black marble. I was gonna say a bouncy ball. But what is it? There's that, and then she said overgrown and beautiful, or simply just black. Well,
I think both of our answers have been in the neighborhood
sufficient.
of overgrown and beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I think like I don't know. I mean, I guess scientists or some nerds or something can think about this, but like, would us disappearing like have negative effects on some ecosystems? Because I know like we, with our hunting and eating and whatever, we like have positive influence on some ecosystems, like controlling certain animal populations. And so if we didn't do that, like, I guess my limited science knowledge would guess that like it would maybe get out of control, and then something else would get out of control and kind of like fix it or something. But I don't know.
No. As a science and history enjoyer, I think
you're known for your facts.
I think in the case of that happening, I can't speak. I think in the case of that happening, let's say all of a sudden there are a bunch of deer just like chilling. I feel like nature is just kind of course correct, if that makes sense, because I mean, if you think about it, before there were humans as we know it, there were animals just kind of figuring out their way in their ecosystems, and things were kind of balanced. So I feel like if humans go, then nature will rebalance itself, which kind of feels like negative environmentalism, but it's not. Because there are some people who are environmentalists who are like, destroy all humans, reject modernity, return to monkey. So I'm not like that. I feel like that's extremist behavior. But anyways, I feel like, yeah. I was going to say something and then I forgot.
But yeah, I don't know.
I think it'll be fine. I think the animals will be fine.
It's
hard. I think we're the problem.
It's hard for me to imagine just because of like point. The Last of Us and Horizon.
Because there's a lot of animals that are the only species that exist are domesticated. So what's going to happen to them? Are all the cows and the chickens just going to die off? Or are they going to course correct? Are they going to evolve and adapt to live without humans?
Are all of them domesticated?
So there are wild bovines, but the cows that are chilling in the fields, they're all domesticated. But I feel like a cow could hold its own more than a chicken, because a chicken can barely fly. I mean, they got like spurs and stuff, but I feel like, they get wiped out by coyotes all the time. That's why I gotta have chicken doggies. So, but I feel like, survival of the fittest, it'll course correct, or they'll just all die. I don't know. It's a good thought experiment.
Yeah.
And then sheep are dumb dummies.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like that's,
there are like wild sheep species that we domesticated. That's how we got our sheepies.
I don't know. Well, I feel like all my sheep knowledge comes from Christianity, where it's just like, yeah, they're dumb and like they can't take care of themselves. At least that's what I was taught.
We did that to them. We bred them to be docile and make a lot of wool so we can make our warm clothes.
Yeah.
And meat.
We'll see. That's the thing is I think like, I guess what I learned in the church was that like they've just always been like that. Not that we made them like that.
I mean, realistically speaking, domesticated sheep, somebody had to domesticate them, so they haven't always been like that. So there are wild species of sheep that are in whatever genus that sheep are in.
Prove it. Show me the documentary. Not right now.
I can
or
show you
at
wild
all.
Sheep. There are wild sheep.
What time? What? How long have you been recording?
Hour 19.
All right. Well, we actually kind of got to wrap up because of the later start.
Well, there are wild sheep, is what I'm trying to say. We took them, we made them stupid and fat and really hairy, so we'll that we can use them for our purposes.
The source is just trust me, bro.
Whatever. Anyway, since I guess we're wrapping up, this has been the 34th episode of the Not Just Aaron podcast. You can find us on all major podcast platforms. That is Spotify, Apple, Google, and YouTube, and Anchor, if anyone uses that. You can follow us on social media. Not Just Aaron Pod, Twitter and Instagram. I actually do post updates on Twitter, so if we take another month-long hiatus, you'll know why and when we're coming back. Let's see. To discuss all things Not Just Aaron, you can use the hashtag NJAPod. And who are we sponsored by?
I want to do two, so I'll say one, and you can.
Two sponsors. This is amazing.
You can thank it. Our pockets are lined. You can. I'll say one, and you can thank it, and then I'll say the other, and you can thank them. But Wild Sheep.
All right, thank you to Wild Sheep, undomesticated, wild, and just out there, for financially supporting the Not Just Aaron podcast. We cannot do it without financial contributions like yours. Who's our next sponsor?
David. Just I guess because I appreciate him still listening and letting me know that he is.
All right. Well, thank you so much to David for financially supporting the Not Just Aaron podcast. We could not do it without financial contributions like yours. Bro. Did I say it differently? I know I did, but no, it's fine.
Well, I don't know if you're reacting to my face, bro. I wish I had remembered this topic before we had... man.
We'll write it down and we can talk about it next time.
Creator Clash.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The second
anyway, end it right there.